Alright guys, welcome back to Prince TV. If this is your first time of coming across to this platform, please don't fail to hit that red subscribe button so that you can be getting our updates anytime we upload our video. Alright, in this particular video, I'm going to clarify the difference between Asilo political document and that of the subsidiary document, because many people who have the Asilo political documents don't know the difference between these Asilo political and the one of the subsidiary document, because there are some people who still ask questions about this Asilo political and that of the subsidiary document. All right, okay, now I'm going to clarify you guys to really know your rights as a political asilo holder, which is known as the refugee status, and that of this subsidiary document. Okay, now so let's see the difference. If there is any difference between these two types of documents, or if they are similar, let's try to confirm in this particular video. I know what I'm about to say here is not something new. Many of you already knew this, how this type of documents function. But there are some our brothers and sisters who still don't know the difference between this Asilo political document and that of the subsidiary document. So that is why I decided to make this video, despite that there are some people who already know this already. So if you happens to be one of the people who already get this information, know how this kind of permissive sojourner function, please you try to do a favor. Let's help our brothers and sisters here so that they themselves, there are some people who don't really know about all these things. So you who know already, share this video to others so that they can really understand what this type of document is all about. So without wasting time, let's kick in together. Prince TV. Alright guys, so let's start from the one of the political asilo, which is known as refugee status, before we go for the one of this subsidiary document. Alright, moving straight forward. It said here, the permesso di soggiorno per asilo politico is for people who are recognized as refugees in Italy. You understand? This type of permesso di soggiorno, known as asilo politico, is the type of document that people are supposed to get in order for them to be recognized as refugee here in Italy. You understand? Okay, let's go forward a little bit. He said, in order to become recognized as a refugee, you must have a well-founded fear of a persecution. This means you fear threats to your life, torture, or wonderful deprivation of personal freedom in your country of origin based on one of these grounds. So now, this political asilo document is something that you have a well-founded fear, which states that your country of origin where you are coming, you would never have right to live there anymore, based on some of these grounds which I'm going to mention. So guys, if you want to get this kind of political asilo document, for those of you who have not gone for a commission and all those things, this video will be useful to you to know the kind of reasons or the type of story which you have to link to in order for you to get this kind of permesso. All right, okay, now for you to get this kind of permesso, the political asilo, these are the certain ground which are being required. That is what you have to the process what make you escape from your country. All right, he said here: 1, race, religion, nationality, political opinion, membership in a particular social group. So if this kind of like a 5 reason here, you face any of the issues like the one of race, religions, nationalities, political opinion. So if there is a well-founded fear, you might be granted this kind of permissive sojourner, which is known as political asilo. All right, let's go forward now. He said, how long is it valid for? As we all know already that this kind of permissive sojourner valid for 5 years and then it can be renewable. All right, he said here, how long will it take to get this kind of permission? He said, Italian government guidelines suggest it should not take longer than 1 year between the time you go for your commission interview and the time you receive the international protection and the relevant permesso. So on the Italian based system, it's not supposed to exceed 1 year to get this kind of permit. But due to 1 or 2 things, sometimes people find it about 2 years because of negative kind of thing to get this kind of permesso. All right, okay, now let's go forward a little bit to know what this permesso sojourner is for. All right, he said here, how can I renew this kind of permesso? For those of you who are holding political asilo documents, most of you know how you can renew this permesso, but there are some people who still don't know, so we have to make it something a reality so that everyone can be carried along. All right, he said here, to renew this kind of permesso, you need to go to the questura of the city where you are registered as a resident and apply for a renewal. He said, when you go, you need to bring your permanent sojourner and any ID document you have, you understand? All right, the questura may ask you for more documents. If you have had a refugee status resident permit for 5 years, you can also apply for Italian citizenship or a permesso EU per soggiornato di lungo periodo. You guys know that one, to get this carta sojourner, you understand? So we are not here to explain those ones. We are just trying to tell you what this kind of permesso di soggiorno is for. That now, if you have this kind of permesso di soggiorno for political asilo, after 5 years, you can still go and apply, and which the new decreto di sicurezza have reduced to 3 years. You understand? All right. Okay, now let's go forward to know more about what asilo political document is all about. Then we go straight to the subsidiary document. He said, what rights do I have as a holder of this permesso? Okay, now, what is your right as a holder of political asilo document? What kind of rights do you have with this kind of permesso? All right, he said here, with this permesso, you have the same rights as an Italian citizen, apart from political ones like voting or being elected to a public office. You do have all rights, you understand? So, in this kind of permesso di soggiorno, that you have political asilo documents, you have all rights like Italians, everything they can do except political opinion, like going to vote, make election, those kind of things. You don't have the right to do it. So now let's see the rights you have with a political asilo document. All right, number one here, he said, stay in a SPRA center. Your rights reception includes material reception, meaning food, medical attention, and then hygienic products. So you have the right to stay in SPRA, you understand? Another one again, a work in Italy. You have the right to work in Italy, but not any other European country. So if you have refugee status document of 5 years, get it in mind, you cannot go and work in any other European country. You can only use it to work here in Italy. All right, another right again you can do with it, he said, access the Italian healthcare system, SSN, you understand? All right, another one again here is access the welfare system. That is the welfare system, like applying all these bonus or this kind of things. So you can do it. All right, another one again, he said, ask to bring your family to Italy through family reunification. So you guys know what family unification is all about. If you want me to make the video about this family unification, I can still do that particularly so that you guys can understand. So with this kind of political asilo documents, you can still bring your family here in Italy. All right, another one again, he said, register with the registry office of your local commune, which give you the right to get carta di identità, which you guys know. All right, another one, he said, apply for Italian citizen after 5 years of holding this permesso, so which the government have reduced to 3 years with this new decreto di sicurezza. All right, another one, he said, obtain a travel document for refugees called a document di viaggio. You understand? That is what we know as titolo di viaggio, as you guys may know. I'm trying to cut this thing sharp so that this video will not get long. So guys, with this information, this is what you have to know, your rights, that if you have this political asilo document, you can do everything that other Italians can do except going to vote and then going to work in other countries. So that is to tell you, you have all rights to do whatever you want to do except these ones which I mentioned. So guys, without wasting time, let's go straight to the one of subsidiary document. All right guys, so now let's face the one of the subsidiary document. The meaning of subsidiary document. Let's see now the difference between these two type of documents. We have already stated one of the political asilo. Okay, now let's go for the one of subsidiary document. All right, he said here, you are entitled to subsidiary protection and the permesso di soggiorno per protezione subsidiaria if you don't fulfill all the requirements for refugee status, but still face a real risk of suffering serious harm if you return to your country of origin. Okay, now guys, you hear now that this subsidiary document was being extracted from political asilo document because they are similar documents which states that if you are unable to get the full requirements or the full details for you to obtain the one of the political asilo documents, they will switch over to subsidiary documents if your story is still a kind of like similar, and then see a good reason to give you this type of document which states that you now have this subsidiary document. So as you can see now, according to the meaning of this subsidiary document, is similar to the one of political asilo. All right, okay, now let's go forward to understand more about subsidiary documents. All right, he said here, serious harm means the risk of death penalty or execution, torture or inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. He said serious and individual threat to your life by reason of indiscriminate violence in situation of international or internal armed conflict. So this kind of reason can still make you to have this permanency sojourner, which is known as a subsidiary document. All right, okay, let's go forward a little bit. He said, how long is it valid for? This subsidiary document is also valid as 5 years, like the one of the refugee status known as political asilo. All right, okay. He said, how long will it take to get it? Just like the way I explained before, it's supposed not to exceed 1 year for one to get this kind of permesso. But based on the Italian system, they would deny someone's story and then making everything difficult for themselves, and then finding it that, you know, it will exceed that 1 year. Okay, now let's go forward a little bit. He said, how can I renew this kind of permesso? He said, to renew your permesso per protectional subsidiary, you will need to make an appointment at the questura. So let's now go to the one of the rights you have as a subsidiary document holder. What kind of rights you have as a subsidiary document holder? All right, he said here, what rights do I have as a holder of this permesso? He said, with subsidiary protection, you have the right to stay in a SPRA system like the one I explained before, the one of the political asilo. You understand? To obtain the right to reception, include material reception, meaning food, medical attention, and the hygienic products. You understand? And that of working in Italy, and then only here in Italy you can work with it. You cannot go out and work in other European countries with that of the subsidiary documents as well. All right. Okay, now let's go forward again. He said, access the Italian healthcare system as well, like the one of the political asilo. And then you have the right to access the Italian welfare system as well, and that of the asking to bring your family to Italy through family unification. So you see, almost all the content that political asilo documents have is also what this subsidiary document is having. With this same political subsidiary document, you can still ask to bring your immediate one here in Italy through family reunification. You understand? All right. Another right again you have is register with the registry office of your local commune, which give you the right to carta d'identità as well, like the one of political asilo. Then another one again, he said apply for Italian citizenship, just like the other one. Okay, he said obtain travel document called titolo di viaggio. He said apply for permesso di soggiorno EU soggiornato lungo periodo. So guys, now to come to like summarize this video is to let you guys know that, you know, there is not much difference between this political asilo document and subsidiary document. They are similar documents. You understand? They are similar documents because the same kind of wish that you have with that political asilo is the same thing that they are giving you, that of the subsidiary document. But mind you that the one of this subsidiary document, most times when you go to renew this document, they will still review your case to check if the particular problem, the reason why they gave you that document, is still existing in your country. Most times, some of the questura or some of the region here in Italy, they do apply these articles to know if that particular problem is still existing. So guys, this is what you have to know about this type of permesso di soggiorno. The right you have with the political asilo document is the same right you have as the one of the subsidiary document, except going to vote or political opinion here in Italy and going out of Italian country to work in other areas. So guys, this is the update I have for you to know. For those ones who really want to know the difference between these two types of documents, I hope I'm able to let you guys know the difference between type of this document. So if you like this video, hit the like button and share it out if it's not useful to you. As I said, most of you have known all this already. Try to share out to others so that they can know how everything is going. All right, so stay blessed. Till next time we meet together. I remain your boy Prince TV. Ciao.